seconds left. We'll be all right. And right off the bat, dude, we went. So you saw those pictures of us like walking those trails yesterday, right?
Yeah.
If you saw how eaten alive I am with bug bites, dude, my legs are absolutely wrecked.
Like
my arms. And it's weird because I didn't feel him biting me. Like I saw him, but I never felt him actually biting me. And then like today, like I scratched my leg, and then all of a sudden my leg just on fire, like itching everywhere. And I mean, it's brutal.
Dude, I'm looking forward to being closer to the South Carolina shore. There's a lot of really cool stuff way by those barrier islands.
Now I'm touching them and they're itching. Dude, it's awesome, man. Hunting Island is legitimately one of probably the prettiest places in the state, no doubt. But I mean, on the East Coast, no doubt, even possibly the country. It's just, I mean, you saw it. It's like freaking Jurassic Park, man. It's like being in the jungle.
See any Eastern diamonds?
No, I saw a garter.
Okay.
I saw a racer. That was it. And I saw those within like 2 minutes of each other. So I was like, this is going to be a good day. That was all I saw.
Basic. Oh, man, you could have like checked the decay off and gotten the basic Southeastern.
He lives.
Yes. So
we were just talking about my trek through Eastern Diamondback territory yesterday and how I came up empty-handed. I feel like though out there, like those trails are pretty popular, so you're not going to find many. Like you're probably not going to see any on the trails often. I feel like you really have to go like deep in there, in between the trails and stuff. But I mean, it kind of sucks because at the same time, Hunting Island has like the highest concentration of ticks in the state, like population-wise. So I'm not a fan of. Huh?
Did I believe that looking at those pictures?
But it's all pines and pollens, dude. It's like prime, and I know they're out there because when I used to work out there like 10 years ago, I used to work at like the campground store, and there would be some people that were like camping there that would go on the trails, and they would show us pictures of the ones they saw out there. So I mean, they're definitely there. Just right place, right time.
I guess the Easterns are a little bit more shy than the others because we've got up in North Georgia, we have a mountain called Blood Mountain, which is one of the more popular trails in the state. And I see campers up there pretty regularly.
It is a little. It kind of I don't know. It starts out kind of soft, and then
I'm trying so hard, guys. Like I really am. I can hang up if you want me to.
Is it? I mean, is it the mic? Like what's?
I don't know. Like. I'm on my laptop. I'm not on my phone right now.
Yeah, now you sound crystal clear.
When I'm talking like that, do I sound good, Phil?
Yeah, you sound perfect.
Okay.
What I was going to say is too is it's also time of year and time of day,
right?
Because like, believe it or not, like you're not going to find any snakes at 2 p.m. out in the high country of Florida, except for black racers and male Eastern Diamondbacks in spring. That's it. So like I know that if I go out to high country or like sandy soil at like 3 p.m. in Palmetto country in spring, I'm gonna find a good sized diamondback, and it's 99% chance going to be a male looking for a girl.
Well, the weather was perfect yesterday because it wasn't stupid hot. It has been raining a good bit, but it's been relatively cool.
Well, sorry that I'm fashionably late. Hello, everyone who's joined us on multiple platforms.
I'm actually having a little bit of a hard time hearing you, Phil.
Okay, how about now?
No, you're good now.
It's probably because of me, like, messing around with my case and stuff like that.
Yeah, I also think that my computer needs some time to decompress because I came outside from the air conditioning, so, like, I know my lens is probably all fogged up. I'm sure the speakers are the same way.
Fogged up speakers.
What do you think of?
What's that?
got some new geckos.
Not yet. They're in the mail.
Okay.
They're in the air.
They're in the air. The vertebralis are in the air.
What are you smoking, Philip?
I am smoking the Tabernacle.
I tried. I was very tempted to smoke this earlier. I said I'm going to wait until tonight. It's Aquitaine Sabertooth.
Yep. Nice, Casey.
It's a double wrapper of a Connecticut and then that Ecuadorian Habano. Let me look it up.
Thanks, Scott. I love it. See, Casey's got the whole lip thing down and everything.
I was a smoker in a past life.
Right. Yeah, no, I got some adult vertebralis, and it's my first time keeping them, and I'm fucking excited as hell and terrified at the same time. So it's good. It's good. And my man Isaac in California from Monstabelis, he's sending them, dude, and like he's the nicest guy ever. I've talked to him a bunch on Instagram, and like he loves his geckos, man, and he does such a great job with them. Like his pictures are awesome, and it's not like, oh, look at my bougie gecko. It's like, look at this awesome animal that I produced. Look at how awesome it is, and he's awesome. I can't think of a better word than that, because everything I've done from the communication and photos and just general bullshit about geckos has been great with it. So Monster Bellies on Instagram if you need some higher end bougie geckos.
I'll look into it. I do enjoy Australian geckos.
All about the Aussie stuff, right, Scott?
I really am. Getting more into Central America, but I think as far as animals go, like my heart really belongs with the Australian stuff.
Yeah, I totally get you, man. I totally get you on that. So, hey, look at this. We got Mike. We got Vincenzo, Pen Dog. Andy's in here. This is a good show tonight, boys. So, what up? How was your guys' weekend?
How was the weekend? Nothing much. I working on improving my collection about halfway to the point where I want to be here. So I've got a place about an hour north where I'm start moving stuff up. So whenever I want to make a jump over to South Carolina, it'll be a little bit easier.
I got to
clean the place out.
I'm going to get headphones because I'm cutting out bad. Stand by.
Justin, you're going to have to teach me how to breed colubrids.
What?
You're going to have to teach me how to breed colubrids, because I'm trying it for the first time this year.
I caught none of that.
Oh, you're going to have to teach me how to breed colubrids.
As soon as I learn, I'll let you know.
Okay, because I'm trying it for the first time this year. I'm trying out the bamboo rat snakes.
Oh, nice, man. I didn't even know you had any of those.
I got them in Daytona. So
Did you?
try it out. Yeah. Oh, let me
know if you produce some, because I've wanted some of them for a hot minute.
Cool. I've got them in a quarantine tub right now. I don't know. They're a little fast.
I was gonna say, are they pretty spazzy? Because I know a lot of those Montane Asian rats are pretty
they're
quick to run.
That's the thing. Like, I could open it up and show you, but like if that thing bolts, I'm gonna be chasing it around. They're basically like East Asia's version of a coral snake. Like,
Yeah.
they look the same way. They kind of feel the same way. Like, they look basically identical as far as something that is so radically unrelated, but there's so much convergent evolution there, you know?
Yeah, I've had my eye on those. I'm really not even partial to any one subspecies in particular, but they always look like a lot of fun. And the fact, like, I've said this a lot lately, but I'm really surprised they're not more popular, because you want to keep them on the cooler side. And at the same time, I think maybe that's part of the problem, is like people can't get them cool enough, so people don't keep them.
They're kind of boring captives. It's something where you keep them right, you don't really see much. They're very cryptic. They're very much a burrowing type animal.
Mm-hmm.
Give them enough mulch, and you kind of got to dig around and find a bit. Feed them by unthawing the pinky mouse and just kind of like somewhere where you think it is. Come back the next day and it's gone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's pretty much what I do with all my colubrids now, anyways, minus the corns and the bears and stuff. Some of the babies, like I've been getting feeding live to some of the babies because every now and then you'll get a couple that are just really hard headed and just completely ignore frozen thawed. So
You got a male mandarin like that.
yeah, a lot of them I'll drop in there and forget. And,
But like, they're one of the only animals I can where I could legitimately forget I have them. Like,
yeah.
Because what I've got them in is accidentally bioactive. So, like, the poop, the shed, bugs take care of it. I do get the sheds out, but, like, man.
I don't remember even seeing any of those at Daytona.
What?
I don't even remember seeing any of those at Daytona.
There was a group of, it was 2.3, and I was going back and forth with Billy the entire weekend. Like, I really want to get that group thing. So like, oh, you should go get them, man. And put it off until, like, maybe the last couple hours of the show. I came back, and, 1.2, like, sub-adults were gone, but the adults were still there. So I went ahead and picked them up. They're on one of the back tables.
I'm curious. I need to do some research on this because I mean, given how cold you keep them, like how the hell do you incubate?
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about too.
You're literally cooking the eggs warmer than you keep the snakes.
Yeah, but you don't have to. Can you guys hear me okay, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have to cook them per se. Like, I imagine it'd be very similar to like crested geckos where you just kind of bookshelf.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I'm saying, like, even that's warmer than what you keep them.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
Right now, and I've got the Laticinctus like right over there, and they eat, they poop, like they're perfectly fine hanging out at like 68. I would be afraid to give them a hot spot because I'm afraid it would cook them.
Yeah, no, I've heard like low 70s, like definitely not anything higher than like mid 70s. Just they're very odd. It's crazy that an ectotherm or oikulotherm or however you pronounce it, can survive. And something that's so dependent on external heat. They don't care.
Completely thriving. It's insane. I don't know, Phil. We were talking. Did you catch the part where I said that they're basically like Southeast Asia's version of a coral snake?
No, I missed that.
Yeah, no. I was just wondering if you agreed with that or not. Like they're very, at least physically, they're very similar to a coral snake to me.
Yeah, you're talking about the Laticinctus?
Bamboo rats.
Oh, yeah. Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I always get attributed, I mean, just because I love venomous shit, but like any of those bamboos are basically, to me, a non-venomous fees viper. And like everyone I know that kept fees vipers was literally dark and cold. And like
those things are so cool.
Under the AC vent, tons of fake foliage, black as night, just don't even look at them. If you look at them wrong, they're just going to die. So, I mean, obviously, you don't have to do all that with rats, but again, that's where my mind goes is that, keep them cool, keep them dark, keep them away from humans.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I don't have them on Cypress right now, but I keep my mandarins on Cypress. And I guarantee you, like 3, 4 inches of Cypress I'm not going to
I lost that last sentence. I got up to, fuck, man. It's almost not even, like, this is even stupid. I don't even know.
I'm going to hold this thing closer to me because my mic's somewhere over here. Can the people in the chat hear me?
I mean, it kind of keeps, like, fading. Like, you start talking, it sounds fine, and then it kind of like, meh, and then it...
Okay.
Do you have, like, a headset that comes with your phone?
Like
the
earbuds, problem is it doesn't connect to this laptop.
It should.
Yeah. I'll go look for something, okay? Be back in a second.
Casey. Get it
I'm trying
together.
so hard, man. Like I really.
Yeah, but he
Can't
looks
win with
he
this
looks
damn
good.
thing. I feel like part of it's just his location.
Yeah, but he looks good. That's all that matters, right?
He makes us look better.
Oh yeah.
Like combined, we're like a 4, but Casey brings up our group total to like an 8.
Solid 8. Solid.
Oh,
What's
what?
Oh shit! Yeah, my boy.
See, he's got the right idea. He's got the headset.
He literally looks like he's standing in front of headlights, though.
Yeah, he's on that foundation stuff too.
Yes, he is. Look at that light tan wrapper.
I know. Right? Yeah.
I can't do these fucking headphones. I'm sorry, guys.
Why not? I love it. I have music on in
Yeah.
the background usually when I'm doing it.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Come on, guys.
See, now it's the ghost of Casey because I hear him, but I don't see him. It's like Casper, the friendly cannon.
So TE man, what's going on?
Same old, same old.
I love it. I love it, dude. And what's funny is, I was working all day today, and it was pretty busy at work. But I totally, and like, I know this is stupid because you're on now, but I was literally going to text Justin like, "Yo, get Thomas on here tonight because I don't know why we haven't had him on yet, but this needs to happen."
Well, I just posted the link for people to get in just on the group on the thread saying just to see. I like I was telling Casey before you came in. I was like, I like just kind of throwing it out there and seeing like what shows up.
Oh yeah.
Like no idea who's going to show up.
Yeah.
Who's gonna hop on?
I dig it, man. I dig it.
Listen to the new Deftones album for like the 60th time.
Oh,
How is it? I haven't listened to it yet.
I finally got to download it, man.
I like it a lot.
I found it because we're on the East Coast, and I had to wait for it to be midnight Pacific in order for me to purchase it.
Oh, because you use iTunes. I got you. Yeah, it was on Spotify at midnight. So.
Yep.
I'm not that hip.
I guess Casey came up short, empty-handed.
Found a microphone, but the problem is
If you plug it into that, it ain't gonna.
it doesn't work, does it?
Wait. Whoa.
You might be able to change your input.
Yeah, there's
Do that
an
microphone.
option. You go to the 3 dots.
Well, hold on. Talk back into it again. Talk back into it.
Give us your best Bob Barker.
Okay, so when I plug it in, the issue is default.
God, it's like having a phone conversation with my grandma.
Does this work?
Yeah,
we're gonna hold
loud
it
and
back
clear.
close.
Now give us your best
Yeah,
Bob.
now I bet you
Okay, I
he
can't hear you guys though.
because it's plugged into his audio jack.
I'm so
So
bad.
it'll take his input, but it's not gonna unless he puts his. He can change his output settings though.
Yeah,
Something.
Yeah.
Bob Barker.
What?
Bob Barker. The
Straight-
price is wrong, bitch.
I hear you now. I plugged it.
Oh. If you go down to the little gear, the little settings gear that says cam and mic below.
Yeah.
If you change your if you put that mic as your input and then you change your output to your default, it should let you do that.
Yeah, I was trying to do that.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll just go.
When he gets
I've got,
frustrated, he's crystal clear.
I've got like an Xbox headset, but it doesn't work on this computer. It doesn't work on
Well, Thomas has a freaking military grade one and it's working fine.
Yeah, this is a called a mod mic. It's on my headphones.
Thomas looks like he's in a bunker in Okinawa. It's 1946. Like the war is over, but he still has to radio to tell that he's still alive, surviving on horrible rations
And forgot him and they just left him in the bunker. And now he's there thinking the war's still going on.
random
Yep.
birds.
That's me.
Thomas was with me when that asshole at the hotel kicked us out of the porch area.
I know, man. What a dick.
Dude, the chaps your guy's ass so bad. I feel bad.
And then the rest, and all the other assholes were there smoking cigs up there all night. No problem.
People shooting fireworks.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Have we met Thomas? I feel like we've chatted a couple times, but I don't.
Yeah. I bought that a Brettles python from you. I think we chatted a little bit at what?
Nothing.
Laughing at.
You.
Go on.
I think we chatted a little bit at Daytona. So, just a little
Yeah, I
bit.
think so too.
Depending on the night, Casey may or may not remember.
Yeah.
There's only a very small part of that Friday night I don't remember, and apparently it is the part where I punched Phil's cup. I have no recollection of this at all.
Actually, I don't even think Thomas was there for that. I think you and your mate had gone back.
If it was the night that you saw Casey stacking cans on a table,
Yes, I was there for that.
Oh, well, then he was there for that.
Justin, do you remember that night that you drank that most of that vodka bottle?
yes.
Yeah,
You
Casey
do?
was there for that too. Casey was just
It's a
inebriated.
little spotty, but I do remember.
Okay.
I remember that and the syrup shots and
Yeah.
Oh.
And I remember I was laughing the other day because I was thinking about it, and I was like, I remember saying, "I'm about to chug. You guys want me to like? You guys dare me to chug this bottle?" And Phil just goes, "Dude, please don't." and then I looked at him like dead in the eye and just started going. I just freaking went for it. And you were just in the seat, you were over there inside me like, "Oh." It's like the most half-assed attempt to get me to stop.
Yeah.
Like, please don't.
I had explicit orders from your bride-to-be to make sure that you didn't die.
Oh.
And then right after, I was like, no, I got him. He's good. He's good. He's just like,
It's a good night.
it's a good
I thought
time.
that was
guys.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Next year I can actually drink because I'll be staying at that hotel.
Hey,
Hey-oh.
you gotta get
that was
a bottle of Jaeger.
That was a fatal mistake on your behalf. Unfortunately,
Oh yeah.
we can't break your balls about it because you didn't know any better. You know what I mean?
Nope.
And now you know. Knowing is half the battle.
Now I know.
Still waiting on us to find my shoe. Next
Dude,
year, it's gonna pop up.
I regret not taking a picture of your good shoe and then buying a pair and just sending you the shoe. Just be like, look what I found. And you like roll around in my backyard. And get it all.
Yeah, like make it all worn.
Like
Yeah.
take some barnacles to it.
Yeah, literally put it in like a bag with some seaweed.
That's been so funny.
So,
No, you guys though, like as much as Justin. Apparently, I have very tiny feet, according to Drunk Justin. So you would have sent me like a little baby shoe.
I forgot about that.
Justin's a Sasquatch. His feet don't count.
I have size like 13s, dude. Everyone's feet are small.
No, I know. It's just that was like the one thing. I was sitting next to you when you were drunk, and you're like, Casey, your shoes are so freaking small. You just like start giggling to yourself. It was really funny.
Yeah, I literally, and that tone of voice where your voice just cracked, Casey, that's exactly what
Yeah, his voice
said.
cracked when he did it.
Like, your feet are so small. Oh, Andy Middleton's coming to Daytona 2021.
Dude, this Sabertooth's very good.
Wow, you're like
I
half
need to get some.
shit.
I mean, it's like an EMH, which is like a Robusto.
Mm. Yeah, the Tabernacle got hot quick, so I kind of put it down for a minute, let it chill out. Casey, how's that lint roller?
That lint roller, great. Like best lint roller ever. I didn't have to light it. That's
Good.
strong.
It's good.
I contemplated getting
Yeah.
some Flor de Cana, but I ended up just rolling with the monster. So.
Yeah.
There you go. There it is. Target brand, spared no expense.
I got
Got a piece of
only the best here at the Urban Residence.
hair on it. stuff too, and piece of plastic bag.
Thomas drinking Shine?
Nah, I'm drinking beer, Narragansett.
This one's
I
for
miss hanging out with Andy.
a little bourbon sweet tea.
Bill, I got to get down and we'll
Sweet
hang
tea
out.
flavored
next to
bourbon?
South Florida.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you're on here because I'm going up for Justin's wedding, which is on a Saturday. So I'm off the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday before that. So my goal was to do some herping. Now, from what I gather, it's a wee bit chilly up in those guys' neck of the woods. I'm assuming it's also going to be chilly by you. I don't know if you wanted to maybe.
What's the date?
It would be the 14th, 15th, 16th of October.
70.
No, your wedding's the 17th, right? Yeah, so I will be traveling at least the 15th and 16th, maybe the 14th.
I'm actually going to be gone.
How are we supposed to have our cigar shop pizza party with your pizza hut points if you're traveling?
No, I wanted to herp my way up to you, doofus. I mean, I just on 2 days early.
I may be back. I got somewhere I'm going to be that weekend, but if it's the week, I can probably meet up some places.
He's going to be here in Buford, and he's not going to come visit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be within.
He's like, dude, I'm in Buford. I was like, okay, cool. I'm at work. Come by. I mean, just never came by.
I'll make that up to you one day.
We'll just randomly walk into the shop. I'll probably be off. I probably won't even be working. It'll be Raj, one of the old guys.
Wouldn't know what to do.
Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll just show up at Justin's shop.
Dude, if it's our shop across town, that'd be awesome.
Just let a bunch of Nerodia go. Fuck it.
I don't know about that.
And just dump them out.
Hey, it probably makes some kind of like brand new kind of cigar smoke, right? You mix in Nerodia musk and
Infused. Oh god.
Something real musky. Like I bet somebody'd be into it.
Listen, any kind of musk in the field is the smell of victory. I don't care what people say.
That is true.
That is true. All right, guys. Top three favorite musks. Go.
None of them.
Come on.
Favorite.
You got to have one that you're like, okay.
No.
You got that one.
It's an interesting one. It's almost fruity smelling.
Which one?
No, just garter snake.
Okay.
Like a little tangy smelling.
Yeah, a little tangy.
Have you ever had a carpet musk on you?
No.
I hatched out my first clutch of Brettles. There were some psychos in there, and they would musk.
You know what? Sudeikis musk is nice. It is sweet, and it's not abrasive.
You know, decay snake musk is actually not terrible either.
I've never smelled decay snake.
It's a little. I don't even know how to describe it. Some French woman would use it as perfume.
No, Oxyuranus is gross. That's gross.
Oh no.
I can tell you which ones I hate.
Yeah, me too.
All right, which ones do you hate?
Nerodia.
Yeah.
My like the one that I absolutely can't stand the most is Amazon Treebo, like Paralis.
I can't remember.
It's weird. It smells like burnt hair and burnt rubber at the same time. It's just bad.
I think my favorite, though, hands down, if you guys ever have the chance to smell it, is East African Green Mamba. Is identical to cut celery.
Really?
Yeah, and
that's wild.
You know it's gross, and you're like, oh, that's gross, but it's kind of refreshing.
I thought I smelled cabbage.
Yeah, it literally cut celery.
I like how Scott Eifer always is chiming into this, but never actually jumps in. You guys ever had Scott Eifer on
Nope.
No, we need to though. It's like noon his time right now. He's probably
after
attempting
lunch.
to do work. So let
Well,
me.
if he is at work, he ain't that busy because he's in there deep.
We could be on the background. Give the guy some credit.
All right.
How about
Colonel
this?
Musk is pretty bad too.
Have you ever been herping? Or let me rephrase it. Have you ever, herping and or road cruising, and you smelled the musk, and you were like,
Something
"There's
got hit.
there's a snake around." That's the
Yeah,
worst.
I've done skunks. Skunks, you can tell when a skunk got hit.
Dude, you can tell a skunk's nearby from like 10 miles.
And then if you're down by my neck of the woods, you have trouble deciphering if it's skunk or marijuana.
No, I was at so at Daytona, there's a little jetties area, like a little park off the side. Not a lot of people go to. I was there one time, and striped skunk. They were trying to get that thing out of the one of the garbage cans. So it jumped out. It actually like walked around and hung out for a little bit. I'd never seen a striped skunk before. Well, not it was a spotted skunk. That's what it was.
Spotted.
Spotted skunk, like one of the little ones. It's a little weasel with.
Super cute.
Yeah, super cute.
Yeah.
I
Super
want to pet one, but it's adorable.
Dude, if a skunk can do whatever it wants, I ain't gonna move it. I ain't gonna mess with it.
Me either.
Let it do whatever it wants to do. Jesus Christ. It's like a hostage situation, like a bank robbery. Just cooperate and you'll leave unscathed.
Well, all right. So like Underground gets captive bred skunks, and they remove the scent glands just like ferrets, and it's actually better than ferrets because from what I gather, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I guess ferrets have two glands and you can't remove both. It'll give them health complications. But on the skunk, they can remove both, and like they make a great pet, providing you don't feed them junk
I've heard
food. They make a great pet. They're like a dog cat hybrid. Like they're not going to come when you call them, but at the same time, they'll sit in your lap and play around.
They're like a cat, but smarter. That's the way it's been described.
Right. So I've always wanted to get a spotted, but I found out that they're protected in Florida and you can't have one. And I was like, how cute would that be to have a little spotted little flute ball running around the house? It's fucking adorable.
If I had a choice as far as like bizarre pet, I'd do a possum in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I've had
Awesome.
possum.
That is
Awesome.
very South Carolina.
Virginia.
South Carolina.
I've heard they're not bad pets either. Like they're surprisingly clean. Like they're really not like you can train them right. They're like litter. You can like litter box them and everything like that. Like they're really not bad pets. And like obviously if you can't go pluck one out of the wild and be like, oh, that's awesome. But like captive bred, I guess. Like they're clean animals.
So I had friends that were working for the Army Corps of Engineers, and my buddy was running a bulldozer, and they were bulldozing, I guess, palmetto scrub or whatever for some kind of road construction, like palmettos on the sides of the highway or some shit. And he wound up squishing mom, and he pulled out. He knew, marsupial. I got to check the pouch, so he checks the pouch, and she had one baby in there, and it was like just got fur. So he named it Dozer, and he bottle fed it and got it, a little bigger. And then he wound up giving it to me, and I had it for a little while until it was about yay big, and like the cutest shit in the world. Dude,
they're so much fun to play with when they're little.
They're so cute. It's like a pocket kitten. It's adorable.
They hang from your fingers and stuff with their tail.
Yep.
They
So
like,
I wound up,
just like a kitten. They like chew on your fingers and
little ears.
Yeah.
Stupid cute. Little radar dome ears. So I couldn't take care of him the way that I wanted to. So I gave it to my friend's mom, who does a lot of animal rehab stuff. And then she had him for like 4 or 5 years. And then she gave him to a nature center so they could like have him on display. And when I found out that she gave him to nature center, I went and checked him out and visited him. And I mean, he don't remember me, but I was like, man, I kind of want to get one. And right then, Florida made it illegal to have them as pets.
Why?
Because they didn't want people plucking them out of the wild. Yep. They didn't want people going in the dumpster and just fishing them out and breeding them and having.
It says a lot about the Florida residents that they would think.
Yeah, it does.
Yep.
Can't have them as pets because we know all you motherfuckers are going to ruin it for everybody else.
Yep.
You're gonna catch
Florida
every
man.
Florida man. That's it. Yep.
I had a buddy with a raccoon for a couple weeks. They That
it's
was
great for a couple weeks.
So, I don't know. The raccoon thing would make me a little nervous because I'd be worried that it just like fly off the handle one day.
Yeah, see, it was
Yeah,
so
me
little
too.
and cute. We were riding around. He had a Jeep, and I was sitting with it on my lap in the car. And it was sweet. It let you pet it. And it would kind of like eat whatever food you were giving it and stuff. But then, riding in the car, and we hit a bump, and all of a sudden, that thing goes from like being a kitten to being a raccoon, and it starts trying to bite me. It starts trying to scratch me. So I just throw it in the floorboard and like bring my legs up because this thing hadn't had a rabies shot. Like,
chokehold.
so it climbs up into the seat of his Jeep, and we gotta like crawl it, like take the seat apart for about an hour and a half or so until we get this raccoon out, and it starts pooping, and it's got like butt worms, where like maggots are coming out of its butt. So it stopped being cute at that second,
Yeah.
See,
but it was adorable for like the little bit of time it let you pet it, and it had like really weird fur too, where it's like a really coarse, thin fur.
it's like having a freaking bear or something, man. Like they're cool and they're awesome until they're not, and like that switch.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, these are not enjoyable.
Yeah, that's why I don't mess with mammals, man. I just have no interest in the weird shit that goes on, just to switch.
Possums do live short lives, don't they? They don't have very long lifespans.
Well, yeah, I mean, Henry put that on there. I was going to say, like, in the wild, at least I know Florida, statistically, they only live like 3 to 5 years in Florida because the probability of them getting hit by a car is so high. But apparently they lived like 15, 17 years in captivity.
Really?
Yeah, they
only
lived.
lived to be like 2 years old, so it's news to me they even lived to be 5 or 6.
Yeah, now I kind of want to Google that because that's what I remember when I got Dozer. I was doing homework and they're like, yeah, possums live 15 years in captivity, but in the wild they die at age 3.
I think if I was going to do something weird like that, I would either do a muntjac deer or fennec fox.
My roommate's ex has a muntjac.
Muntjac are cool.
And
those little tiny ones?
Adorable.
Yeah, the little tiny ones, and they'll come lick salt off your fingers.
Yeah, super cute until it's done playing with you, and then it gives you the old boom with the antlers, and you're like, oh, what the fuck?
I mean, goats are the same way.
Yeah, but not as cool as muntjac.
No, nowhere near as cool.
No.
Little micro jungle deer, it's adorable.
We're gonna rename this episode "Maduros and Mammals."
Right? Legit. Okay.
But apparently, parts of England, they got a muntjac problem.
Where?
There's like little parts of England. There's like little micro deer running around people's gardens.
Imagine seeing herds of little miniature dwarf deer. How awesome would that be?
That would be cool.
You get a little
deer the size of
miniature
rabbit.
crossbow that's like a third the size, and you can like give your kid a little crossbow, dress him up a cami, give him a little tree stand, and then as these little things are running around, like from their little jungle gym, from their little playhouse set.
I wonder if they taste good. It's kind of messed up as we're talking about like how cute they are and like how they're probably pretty good pets, but they gotta have like a pretty nice taste.
If they
probably do taste pretty good.
If they taste anything like whitetail, they're probably fine.
Yeah.
So going back to possum lifespan, according to Wikipedia, the Virginian possum has a maximum lifespan in the wild of only about 2 years. Even in captivity, possums live only about 4 years. The rapid scene size of possums is thought to reflect the fact that they have very few defense against predators, given that they would have little prospect of living very long regardless. And it says, in support of this hypothesis, one population of Sapelo Island, which is 5 miles off the coast of Georgia,
Sapelo Island.
What is it?
Sapelo Island.
Sapelo Island, yes. 5 miles off the coast of Georgia, which has an isolated pocket for thousands of years without natural predators. It was found by Dr. Stephen Ostad to have evolved lifespan up to 50% longer than those mainland populations. Fun fact of the week.
I had a buddy who apparently that's like a big research thing. Like a lot of colleges will have students go out and do research on Sapelo. I got invited to go out there, but I didn't. I had something else going on. I always I always want to go check it out because they got some cool stuff going on up there.
Just let a bunch of Brettles go.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Actually, we have an island
They
like
don't
that
have
off
natural
Georgia.
predators until now.
Right.
We've got an island off the coast of Georgia where there's zebra and there's a big group of ringtail lemurs and a couple other things like that. They don't let people go on this island though, but it's like one of UGA's research islands.
We have an island here that's got a bunch of macaques on it.
Yeah,
I've
what's
heard
the
about that.
island called, Justin? Do you
That's
know?
Morgan Island.
Okay.
And there's a company in Yemisi, which is like this little. It's a small town. If there's like barely any people there, but there's this company that I guess breeds them and sells them for like testing and stuff. From what I understand, I don't know. There's
That's
this whole island.
monkey ranches.
Yeah, there's this whole island you can go by, and like there's people trying to get on the island and stuff. It's like
Well,
a big no-no.
Is it Cozumel that has Central American boas on it that are invasive? Yeah, I guess it was. What was the story? It's like a movie producer used the snake for some movie, and then when the guy was done with it, when they were done shooting, they just let it go, and it
Let
dumped a
it
bunch of babies.
Yeah, Cozumel has that. And Florida has macaques too for pretty much the same reason.
Where?
Silver Spring. Basically,
Really?
yes, the guy tried to do a Jungle Cruise ride. There's rumors they were trying to film a Tarzan movie over there too in like the 30s. So they didn't know macaques could swim. So there's an island in the middle of Silver Springs where they put these macaques. Within like a week or two, all the macaques are gone, and now there's a pretty good sized population of macaques.
Sounds
Silver
like
Spring.
monkey hunting.
Dude.
I don't think
You
these
have to
guys.
fight
I never hear about any leaving Morgan Island.
I mean, they probably can't swim too well in salt water, but a little freshwater spring where they only got to swim like 20 feet at the most, like they'll probably be fine.
Yeah,
Now,
that's-
Morgan Island's like there's a decent amount of real estate between them and like the mainland. Like,
Yeah.
probably easily a couple hundred yards, maybe like a half mile even.
Hey,
Like, it's not like just a skip over there where there's like a bridge or anything like that. Like you can literally only get there by boat.
Hey Cox, what do you think a 30 grain VMAX would do to a macaque?
You're sick, bub.
I'd
Wait,
eat it.
what?
That's our relatives.
Okay.
He offered to put a retic on. I didn't hear that last part.
He wants to hunt one.
I want to go hunting for macaque.
Dude, I've heard stories about that. Where? I'll wait till Plug gets back. Talk about something else.
What do you even if you do go hunting, then what do you do with them after? Like you can't eat them. I mean, you could, I guess, if you wanted to. I ain't eating them.
I don't know.
That's how we got COVID.
Yeah.
How you get super Ebola?
That too.
But no, I heard a story about a guy that went to Africa and shot a baboon, and apparently he shot it like dead in the chest. The raccoon like grabs its chest like a person, like looks at his hand, sees the blood, looks this guy right in the eye, and falls over dead. And he said, like, I will never do anything like that again because it freaked him out.
Yeah.
But then again, I heard that story like third or fourth hand, but still, like, I could totally see something like that happening.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know
I
what's
don't
up.
know. That's why like the poachers and stuff going for like the chimps and the gorillas. Like, dude, if there's one animal I ain't going toe to toe with, it's one of those. Like a tiger, sure, because it'll at least kill me quickly. But like a chimp is literally just gonna like beat your ass, rip you limb from limb, and then maybe kill you. Like
Maybe kill you.
Same with like a group of baboons. They will eat
See
you
your hands and feet
alive. Yep.
like you hear about like people getting attacked by chimps and stuff, and that is legit. And the reason they're so strong is because their muscle fibers are supposedly like 3 to 5 times more like larger than ours, and so they have like that much more strength than we do. Like even at the same like weight.
Yeah, they don't have the fine muscle control we have. So like they can't thread a needle, but they can lift a log up that's 3 times heavier than anything we could do and just chuck it.
What are we talking about?
Getting attacked by gorillas and chimps.
Fuck that.
You ever seen the video of those 2 male silverbacks duking it out?
Yeah, I've been to Miami and watched them play fight, and I'm
Dude,
like, nope.
if you were in the middle of that, like one punch, like they're sitting there punching each other and hitting each other, and that's like it's nothing to them. If they did that to you, you'd be dead.
You're fucked. Yeah.
I have one sentence for that. 450, 400 Nitro Express. Just saying.
You're not
guarantee you I wouldn't.
wrong.
I just hit the deck and play dead, dude, and hope that it's not as smart as I am and actually thinks I'm dead.
No, remember that woman that got attacked by one once?
Yeah.
Yeah, it chewed her face off and bit her hands and feet. Like,
yeah.
They know they're not killing you, too. They're smart enough to know that, like, you'll suffer more if they just leave you there.
Oh, no shit. Henry, I gotta look that up now.
But apparently, Death Adder's the way to go if you're getting killed by an animal. That's what Brian Greg Price says. Apparently, it's like the best way you can die.
Okay, I really hope that Scott's still in the group right now, because I was always told from day one back in the day that the way that you know if you got a dry bite from a Death Adder is if you felt no pain, because people die from pain overdose. It turns on pain receptors. So
maybe I'm wrong about this.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, Scott.
So Henry is right. Madrid zookeeper seriously injured after gorilla attack. The caretaker reportedly suffered a head injury, chest trauma, multiple fractures, and 2 broken arms. I don't know why they just say both. Two, like each arm is 2 broken arms. No. Whatever.
But yeah, it's in Venom Doc.
Yeah.
Look. Yeah, he talks about he got bit by something, and apparently he was in like a euphoric state as he was dying. Some neurotoxin. I want to say it was a Death Adder, but
I heard from somewhere, who knows where, that some Death Adders give you like a psychedelic experience as they're killing you.
Interesting.
I'm not sure if that's right.
Henry's saying that it wasn't a Death Adder, it was Caliophus, the Malayan corals.
Okay.
No, I remember he said he got bit. Yeah, the Caliophis turn on all your pain receptors and stuff. Like they make your nervous system.
Well, yeah, no, that I know, but I know people have been bit by Caliophis and survived with no antivenom. So, yeah, Scott says Death Adder bites are fucked. Yeah, but
I trust them more than
pain, or is it because of them just shutting you down?
So this zookeeper came face to face with Malabo, a 400-pound, 29-year-old male gorilla who had somehow accessed a secure area that he wasn't supposed to be in there, and somehow he was. Like, can you imagine you're working your normal job, and then you just walk in, and all of a sudden, a freaking 400-pound silverback's there, like, howdy, bitch.
That's one bad day. That's what that is.
I got
just walking down the hallway and like a gorilla just turns the corner.
3 minutes of
right
time.
Fuck that.
Yeah. No, thank you. Speaking of broken arms, did you see that video on Facebook of the pedophile dude getting his arms broken?
No.
No.
I think it took place somewhere in Europe, and I don't know if this is actually what the case was, but someone, I guess, some dude was talking to this girl who was like 13, and the video says that her uncle like found this guy, showed up, and it's on like a CCTV camera. He like knocks the dude out cold, and then goes and breaks both of his arms like intentionally, like puts his freaking knee on his like bicep, and then just oh dude, it's so jacked. Oh, it's messed up. But
going back to the deathies, Scott says that Death Adders are horrible nerve pain and a horrible headache as well.
Okay, so that's just embellishment for the book. There was something though he said he got bit by where he was apparently feeling real good, but that might just be like embellishment for a book.
Yeah.
I know they say that's why Cleopatra committed suicide by cobra. Apparently the Egyptians would study like different ways to die, and they decided that cobra bites were like the best way to go.
See, I read something recently that was not a cobra. That was a saw scale.
Okay.
I would go the other way. Though.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
definitely. I would
I ain't
definitely.
getting hit by a soft scale to off myself.
Ooh.
If you are
I
listening
don't
to
think-
this and contemplating a way to die by snake bite, please do not listen to us. You don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
here.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Just don't do it. It's not worth it.
You guys hear about the orangutan that learned how to pick locks? He would keep a little bit of metal in its mouth, pull it out, figure out how to open up the lock doors.
Oh God, that's
Watching too much Oz.
He's got the orange jumpsuit.
That'd be scary. I feel like those things are. Orangutan's a scary animal, man. Especially the males with the big faces. I think I'd rather see a gorilla than an orangutan coming after you. Not that
How
either
about
one.
neither? Yeah.
You're not going to survive either one, but
I don't do mammals.
especially not primates. Primates are scary.
Woo.
We're very weak primates.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, if it weren't for our size, we would have been extinct a long time ago.
Well, on a lighter note, now that we're all morbid and kind of perturbed with each other, here, have a gecko. There you go. That's the male. That's the male, and that is a 2019 male. And I like him because his line is almost completely unbroken, which looks good. Like the little blue eyes to him. For all of you who are looking and watching, yes, he has feet. They're in the sand. And this is the female. If I can get it to go. Which it's not going. There it is. She's a looker. Oh, yeah. Gold dust, baby.
That's awesome. What's the common name on that?
Midline. Midline.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes they call them the vertebral gecko or the spinal gecko, but it's the midline gecko, midline knobtail gecko. But I just like how like the tail is the segments in the tail are more defined. You know, it has a more defined taper to it. This is a good looking animal, man. I'm stoked.
It's the
Really
most
cool pattern on it.
knobtailed of all the knobtails.
Right? Hey, Billy joined us. Why is Billy not in the actual group?
Billy's
He's at
working today.
Here at work.
Yeah, he's at the firehouse.
Making
Damn.
subs.
Kind of wanted to see him in all that bunker gear. Rrrr.
All I can watch now are like gorillas fighting, dude. These things are
No.
pure muscle.
We're trying to do a live show here, and you're just watching videos of
There ain't
Screwing each
There
other
ain't-
up.
things
a
apart.
freaking ounce of fat on these things, dude.
Ryan Cox would like to know, would you rather fight one orangutan or 10 gibbons? I'm going to go with one orangutan.
Yeah, me too.
I can outrun an orangutan, I feel like.
I don't think you can. I think he's gonna fuck you anyway.
I don't know. I'm pretty fast when I'm scared.
I think the orangutan, if you just kind of like laid there and like started petting his fur, he would pick you up like a baby, and maybe you'd have to, suckle on him. Maybe you wouldn't. I don't know, but I feel like you'd be safe. Like he would like hold you, be like, yes.
I mean, like watch.
Listen,
Dude,
look up how much does a gibbon weigh? I'm trying to
one
remember
hit from
something.
one of those, dude, that would kill you. Like that's nothing to them. They just like float.
Have you seen the video of that one shattering the like bulletproof glass or whatever it is they've got to separate it? And the
Yeah.
kid's like beating its chest, and the gorilla just runs up and like punches it, and just it completely shatters. It doesn't like break open, but that thing clearly could have broken out of that cage in like 2 or 3 more hits.
This is actually really interesting. I watched this. This is about like a group of chimpanzees that are like brutal to each other.
Yeah.
Like they're
Great,
super.
great audio. We just watched a 7-minute video.
There is no audio.
No, you're about to click on the brutal chimpanzee thing.
I know, but I'm saying if anybody has time, like check that out. It's actually really interesting.
How much is a given weigh? Look that up.
I mean, if I had to guess, I feel like an adult is probably pushing 100 pounds easy.
Really?
I think a
I'm
little
gonna
smaller
guess
than
they were
that.
somewhere between 10 and 30. Like I don't. Maybe a given's bigger than I think.
Like 40 pounds.
One species can weigh 17. Other species usually weigh around 12.
Okay.
Dan from Trap City says, "WAP."
I'm thinking of howler monkeys. I got those mixed up. Howler monkeys, I feel, are a lot bigger. But givens, that's a tough call. I guess I'd take
I
the
feel like 10 gibbons would mess you up. I think they would just tear you apart.
Billy says aquatics and alcohol isn't all right, but pipes and primates is ? No, I'm not feeling into this. Like it was fun for a hot second, and I'm definitively done with the thought of a chimpanzee ripping off my genitals in defense.
Oh.
Let's talk about fish. Stingrays.
Well, I
Marijuana.
want to pull up for those of you who don't follow. Can't talk tonight. Sorry, Matt Somerville in Australia. He actually has an amazing enclosure he just built in his home that I wanted to share with you guys. It was on the Do-It-Yourself Enclosures Facebook group, and if Justin would be so kind as to throw it up.
I'm busy.
Anyway, I don't exactly remember what species he was putting in it. There we go.
Watching gorillas fight.
So it's a very large enclosure. It's supposed to simulate the Arnhem Escarpment in the Northern Territory. Fully custom built by him. It has built-in hide boxes, which are accessible to the animal through the rock crevices. So we can actually look at these. So that's like the front onto it. And there's a video at the end that I'll click for you guys, but it looks way deeper than it is. It appears that this is only maybe a foot or two deep in here. But that's the front of the cage. I don't know what he did to do the rocks or the vines or anything. The vines may be real. Here's some, in progress pics, pre-painted and stuff. I really want to know what species he's putting in there. It looks super cool.
I really like the foam rocks people are starting to do right now. I'm seeing a lot of stuff going on with that right now.
Well, I don't know why it won't let me open the video. Oh, there we go. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know if the plants are real. Obviously, the leaf litter is probably real. But I just thought this cage was amazing. This enclosure is amazing. And he did it all himself. It's fantastic. I almost feel like something like this on this size would be beneficial to have animals that you could co-op. So this is one of the enclosure spots that has the cave, which is pretty cool. That's higher up. And he's got another one on the bottom that has like some moss and stuff in there. I just think it's brilliant. I think it's an awesome enclosure. I'd love to have that. I'm not that creative. I don't think I could do it.
That'd be fun to learn how to work with that stuff. And
Yeah.
some really, really cool things with the foam rocks or whatever it is they call it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen the Universal Rock over in Texas, and they have some amazing stuff. And it's all super lightweight. And I don't know. I feel like if you needed a particular piece that you couldn't do yourself, I think they'd be a great company to work with. But I don't know if me personally I could do an entire enclosure by them. I don't know. I think I would want to do it myself and get like the satisfaction of doing it myself. Kind of like what Cody and Pia do.
Yeah, Cody P have some amazing cages.
Dude, I say it time and time again. The lichen in that one Price Eye cage is spot on because I've seen the lichen in person and it's identical to the wild. And even Paul was telling me when we went out to dinner. Paul was telling me that I guess he did the painting of the lichen, and then he was like, "That doesn't look right," and he used paint thinner and take it off, and he'd do it again, and he'd be like, "How's that look?" "Oh, I don't like it." He'd take paint thinner and do it again. So
Cody's on another level.
Yeah,
I really want to pick his brain on cage design.
Yeah.
Justin's over there watching videos of something, making all kinds of weird faces and stuff.
Oh, I was just about to say, what is Justin watching? He's making gorilla faces.
I'm not. I'm just
Justin's watching gorillas fight.
The sheer power of these things is just mind blowing.
Justin hasn't been listening to like anything for the last 5 minutes. He's watching gorillas fight each other.
Like it's even creepier because they're smart. I don't know.
I'm waiting to see one of these. Can you imagine being the first person to see a gorilla?
Right? You could say that about so many things.
Yeah, but I feel like a gorilla, especially. Like, I go down weird YouTube rabbit holes sometimes. Apparently, the ancient Egyptians circumnavigated Africa, and on their way, they found gorillas. Thought they were like a race of giant hairy people, and they actually tried to abduct some female gorillas for purposes.
Good luck.
Yeah. Wow.
Can you imagine looking at a gorilla and being like, okay, get it on board?
Yeah, back then with no modern conventional tools or equipment. You know, you're
No, I mean just wanting to. Looking at a female gorilla and be like, yeah, I want that.
like that'll look good in the living room.
We're talking to it and it's not responding. What the hell?
Yeah. There's only 2 languages in the world at this time.
Man, my female chondro is slowly moving towards the cooler end of the cage, which is very promising. That means it's like time to get a male in there. I want to put the male I just got from Phelan in there, but he's in quarantine.
Put them both in quarantine. I hate to be that guy, but take them both. Put them in the quarantine room.
She's big. I can't. She would not fit in the. He's so much smaller than her. I'm actually like slightly concerned for his safety.
Do chondros ever try to mess each other up?
I mean, males will, but like their feeding response is so strong.
Yeah, but at the same time, can you like introduce him, like have him slither in like the bottom corner of the cage away from her, and then just let nature do its thing?
I've tried it. I have this either a hook, the mister, or both on hand when I put the male in there, because if she sees movement, she goes for it. Doesn't matter what it is. If it's my hand, if it's actual food, if it's the male, like if it moves, it dies. So
Now, I may be going out on a limb here, but have you ever thought of, and again, I'm not making a joke, I'm being dead serious. Have you ever thought of taking, this is something that I've thought about with breeding cobras, because cobras are notorious for them eating each other. And then they get it like almost all the way down, realize that it's too big to actually digest, and they yak it up, and it's a waste of a breed. Waste of a species of an animal, whatever you call it. But have you ever thought about taking a rubber snake and putting skin or like shed skin on it, and like introducing that rubber snake day in and day out? Like
I put male sheds in there with her before, just so she's like.
But I'm talking about like an actual, like go to like the toy store and get like a rubber snake. I thought about this and like slide a rubber snake in some shed skin, put it like on fishing line so you can like drag it along the bottom of the cage or something, just to get like that. Oh, it's a snake. Oh, it's a snake. Oh, it's a snake. And if she bites it, oh well, she bites a rubber snake. You know what I mean? Have you ever thought of that? Am I crazy?
I haven't. That's a pretty good idea.
That'd be too much of a risk for me. I feel like you'd get like a wrap and start eating it, but that's just me.
Well, I don't know, because like I thought about that too. I was like, all right, they get a wrap and she starts to like sniff it out, but I don't know. You can at that point. I feel like you could honestly get it away from her. You could, put a hook in her mouth or piss her off or something to get it off of her. Squirt some Chlorhex or something. I don't know.
I put mail sheds in with her, just so there's like some sort of familiarity of like when he's in there, she's like, okay, this is like he's been in here before, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And mostly just so that when I do introduce him, that she's not like the first thing that moves must be food. But even then, I have to make sure, like with any nocturnal species, be it emeralds or whatever, I think you definitely like do them during the day because at night they're just completely different animals.
Okay.
And I mean, my male's taken some bites from her before. I mean, he's been fine, but it's so nerve wracking because she's so damn big for a condor. She's very large. And like my bigger male that I bred with her originally, like I'm not as worried about him because he can kind of handle it because he is bigger. But limeade, man, I'd be worried if she actually hit him. Like she could very easily probably puncture something vital.
Interesting.
And it's just that initial Morelia food response where it's like you first open the tub. I mean, I know like all of you keep Morelia, so you know what I'm talking about. You open that tub, and it's that initial like grab it. So.
Sorry, that's somebody sent me a list of.
But I mean, the rubber snake thing I don't think would work with chondros very well. I think it'd be kind of a waste. I just put the shed in there so that they're familiar with that scent. Or, even the if I'm using paper towel or puppy pad, use the substrate. Just take one of the sheets when I'm cleaning, throw one of those sheets in there. So it's something, like I said, it sort of builds a familiarity, and then it's just a matter of breaking them when you first open that tub or cage or whatever, and you're introducing the male. Like that sprayer works really well. I put it on the jet setting, not the mist. And so when I start seeing her kind of, because she doesn't usually fly out the gate and try and grab. She does that like test where she stops short and then kind of waits. And so I'll hit her with that, and it usually breaks that food drive. Sometimes I have to do it more than once though, because sometimes I'll spray her. She'll see the male move again, and she'll kind of start looking like she's going to go for him again. So I'll hit her, and if you kind of continuously hit them for a few seconds, it completely sort of throws them off, and it's not as bad. But just when you're dealing with a bigger chondro like that, their teeth are so damn big, man. Like she grabs and wraps limeade, and I think he's pretty screwed.
Yeah, I've never really heard that with Morelia before, but then again, I've never really tried chondros. Like I've used 600 gram male Brettles with a girl that's easily over 8 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think bigger than him before.
I don't even think limeade's 600 grams. I mean, if I had to guess, he's probably closer to like 3 or 4.
Well, chondros are so much smaller naturally. Like a natural, like adult chondro in the wild.
Yeah, I mean everything except Beox. But my female Beox, I mean, she's got to be 1,000 grammer easy. I mean, she probably makes him look like a freaking yearling. I mean, she's so freaking huge.
Now, how about if you?
No, so I do think that's kind of cool about wild chondros, though, is how small they are.
Yeah. Everything that isn't like a Beox is like what limeade is, like full grown, 5 years old, like tiny.
Go ahead, Tom. Sorry.
You're good. I'm ignorant about it, but how about if you introduce both animals to a separate enclosure? Would that help with that, or not really, or just screw things up?
I mean, I think it would. It's just then I'd have to have like a separate setup that's got a heat panel and like they can stay in it. Like once the male's in there and she realizes she's not getting fed, and I watch them for a few minutes after I put them in there, like they're fine. I'll keep my male in there for weeks, no issues. It's just that initial like going in there, like Morelia, you know what I'm talking about. They're ready to go. So we'll see. I'll probably end up putting them together either late November or sometime in December. I don't know.
Yeah, they'll probably go about the same time each year. I see that with most snakes, is that pretty much you just introduce them the same time you did the year before, and they'll lay eggs within a week or two. Typically, like they have a set time where let their follicles go.
Yeah, and that's why like this female's starting to move towards the cooler side, which means she's doing something because she stays on the warm end no matter what temperature I make it. If I make it cold, if I make it warm, that hot end is where she hangs out. So when I start seeing her move to the cooler end, obviously something's changing, something's different. And so that usually that tells me that it's probably that time for follicles to start and to throw a male.
How many eggs did she lay last time?
17.
Okay, I thought it was 17. That's a pretty good sized chondro clutch, right?
Yeah, I mean that's decent. It's crazy because like Jake's Poplin, who laid this, not long before my clutch came, like that's a smaller animal, but their eggs are like twice the size. So like chondros have bigger clutches of smaller eggs, and then you have like other carpets which have smaller clutches of bigger eggs. This chondro eggs are freakishly small. I mean, it's like it blows your mind when you see them because they're tiny.
Yeah, I've never seen. I really want to.
You like corn snake eggs, like the same size.
Remember, we don't do corn snakes where I'm at. Never seen corn snake eggs before.
I was gonna say you wouldn't know who that you're
What did I miss, boys?
Okay. We're talking about chondros.
Word.
Who are you talking to over there?
Katie.
That was my very attractive.
Had that smile to you.
What's that?
You had that kind of smile to you.
Yeah.
Physically
And
I know.
she walks her dog in the back. So I saw the dog come out. And I was like, we hadn't talked in like a week, so we were just catching up.
I like the way it looks.
Put that charm on, Phil.
Hopefully, we'll have a drink this week.
Hopefully. Hey, I've got a really big, important business meeting going on right now.
You do.
Real big, important.
Very much so. It's funny because I don't want to say it too loud in case she's still outside. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you okay.
So, like, she always pokes her head around the corner, and she has no idea what we're doing. So, like,
she's just talking to herself.
She has the look like, is it okay? Like, is it okay if I come around the corner? Like, that kind of shit, which I think is hilarious.
But doesn't want to bother you. Okay, Phil.
I want to get her on one night.
That'd be cool.
Just for like 5 minutes. Just like, hey, these are my friends.
Well, in a couple months, we'll get the women in our lives to jump on.
I like it.
Yeah, do that.
Someone has to have done a Brettles chondro cross.
I think it's been done. I don't remember seeing a picture of it, though. Honestly, it's me hybrid stuff. Like, I'm kind of surprised that it's not done more. Like, I don't think a bread ball has been done yet. Funny because as far as the hybrid guys go, it seems like Angolans are all the rage right now.
I don't understand that. I don't understand taking expensive animals and breeding them to cheap animals. Like when people take Chihuahuas and breed them to Cresties, it's like, why would you take $1,000 gecko and pair it to $100 gecko?
What I have more problem
one male
with
Chihuahua and like 14 females.
It's not the price that I'm concerned about. It's the rare animal. You don't really have a lot to go with, right? So
yeah,
you crossbreeding out muddies the waters.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Is like people do it like the Boelens to carpets, like jungles or whatever.
See, that's ridiculous. Yeah.
I hate how cool those look. I absolutely hate the fact those looked as cool as they did. And everyone can stare at me and be angry. I'm sorry. I know they were evil and horrible and awful, but they looked pretty cool.
Dude, I have no shame. I'll breed Brettles to whatever.
Dude, I saw. I've told you guys a couple times about there's Brettles inland mixes in Australia, and they actually look really cool.
Like a naturally occurring intergrade?
No,
No
just
way.
some guy did it. But they end up looking like. Have you seen pictures of the Flinders range carpets?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they end up looking kind of like that. Like they look super cool. I wouldn't do it unless albino's in the mix. But anyway,
I see one that's a chondro diamond python hybrid, but it looks like pretty much every other arbondro you've seen, just slightly shorter face, kind of like diamonds have.
Merv was trying to sell a. It was a Brettles diamond cross for like $800. Like they had done something so extreme.
What did it look like?
Like a Brettles diamond cross. There's a lot of them, but
Oh, really? I don't think I've ever
actually,
seen
as far as Brettles crosses go, it's not the worst one. Like they end up kind of having like a diamondy color with like a Brettles pattern, but yeah. Nerve was trying to act like they did something like rare and awesome, but it's a pretty standard thing. Like there's a lot of them floating around Europe. I think it's where a lot of the screen stuff is, but I'm not wrong about that.
Oh, and Casey, I'm working on that logo, slowly but surely. I'm gonna probably do something with this. I haven't quite decided yet. I didn't draw it. I just made it look like that. But I'm
Wait, who are
thinking,
you doing that for?
what?
Who are you doing that for?
I was gonna try and do it for you and try and do the Aboriginal style artwork. But the problem is that I don't think I can. I need to get. I was talking to Billy. I need to get a goddamn stylus. That's my problem. I'm doing all this with my finger on my phone. So I gotta really work on it and figure that out, because I know you had mentioned that you wanted some Aboriginal type art, and I am not that artist, but I want to try and do it.
I just like you're actually trying it. Like I was loving the one you did with the actual cannon.
Yeah, but I gotta figure that out, because the problem with the Canon is like I gotta make it so all of the lines are similar, because like some of the lines are like broken and faded, and then some of the lines are like really sharp and perfect, and I gotta like smudge it and fuck with it.
Bill randomly messaged the group we're in one day and was like, "Hey, I'm working on Casey a logo," and we had never talked about it, but it looked really good.
Look at how black this is.
Oh yeah, look at that.
No.
Pretty sure that's one of the ones that was at Daytona.
Nice.
It's American Reptile Distributors. I say that with disdain.
Yeah, that's an awesome looking animal.
I mean, he's got like a bunch available right now.
Who is it?
American Reptile Distributors. I love mine, man.
Open rat snakes.
They've been surprisingly easy. Like, I mean, at the same time, I do pretty much ignore their existence. You know, minus cleaning and stuff. But
That's what makes you successful with them.
That's the trick with a lot of these rare animals. Just don't look at them. Leave them alone.
But it's been the same with the Boiga. Like, everyone's like, Boiga, like, advanced. No, they're not. Pretty easy.
Dude, that dog tooth is looking better and better and better every time I check on him. But my problem is I'm only feeding him chicks, and I keep forgetting to fucking feed him. And I'm like, man, how many days has it been? I'm like, fuck, it's been like a week. I gotta feed him.
Is it a male or female?
I think it's a girl, dude. I mean,
At that size, I'm pretty sure it's a female.
yeah. So I figure I'm just gonna get it as established as I can, and then eventually, if a male import comes in, I'll just snag them.
I mean, if all these eggs hatch come November, I mean, they'll probably be one of the easiest species I've bred as far as the cyanide. So put the male in, wait for eggs, hatch the eggs, done.
And you didn't do any cooling or nothing? You just threw them together at the right time of the year?
Put the male in on a whim. They were locked within 20 minutes.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, just a breeze. But, I mean, Terry Burwell, he breeds Cynodon, and he gets, like, 2 or 3 clutches a year. Like, they just...
Well, then shit. Maybe I should just buy a male from him.
I don't know what he has for sale, but, yeah.
No, when the time comes.
Cynodon are easy to find. Like, Cynodon are pretty easy to come across. But.
Oh, sign it on. Yeah.
But
It's kind of crazy to me that colubrids can double and triple clutch like that. Like as a Python guy,
Me too. Yeah, that's crazy.
I plan on pairing mine again probably in December after those eggs hatch.
that's really good. Are they usually like fertile the next couple times?
I don't know. I mean, this clutch that I have is perfect. I mean, I haven't had any eggs going bad or nothing. Everything looks solid.
So when I'm in South Carolina, I'm going to get some Boyga. I'll probably get some from you.
Trade me some
I feel like
baby
I'm going to go like a little crazy with like a couple things like that. Nothing hardcore, but definitely Gila monsters.
I want a pair of those so bad.
I love Gila monsters. They are, I would say they're towards the top of my list of things that I wish I could have, but can't right now.
I take mine for granted.
I'll take yours.
I really do take mine for granted. But I've been feeding the shit out of her because I'm gonna take Rob Stone's advice, and I think I'm gonna try it this year. I'm gonna try and throw them together. I gotta call my friend who lives across town and tell him, yo, this date, turn that heat lamp off, and then this date, stick his ass in the fridge.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I may even ask him if I can just take his mail, and just that way I'll just chill them at the exact same temperature. They'll be in the same thing, and then when they come out, I can just be like, "Oh, look, friends."
Now pissed. Big baby.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Are they rough with each other?
Yeah.
Okay, they're like blue tongues then. We're like, you got to watch them.
I'm sure it's every lizard, dude.
Yeah, but here's
I've seen. They're all very.
If blue
extreme.
tongues start getting rowdy, you could reach in there and you can mess with them.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to do with healers. I'm going to just get gardening gloves and cross my fingers. You know what I mean?
I get welding gloves.
Yeah.
Welding gloves. Yeah.
That's the scary thing about lizards like that in general, though. Is their bite pressure, even if you take the venom out of it, their bite pressure is so strong.
Yeah.
That they can really mess your finger up.
Well, Henry, if I can make some, I'll give you one. Gosh darn it.
What about me?
Nah, fuck it. Healers for everyone.
You get a healer. You get a healer.
So I'm waiting on you to produce those cottonmouths, man.
Dude, so one of them, I think I have all boys.
Ah.
I'm waiting for one other adult to shed that I really think is a girl, and I'll see if she's got plugs and go from there. But
Dude, last week when I pulled that shed out of that male Jansenine, those he had the most serious plugs I've ever seen on a colubrid, like in a colubrid shed. I was like, holy crap!
How about this? How about one of my female black purple maculata shed? And I was like, oh, this is perfect. She just did it. She looks great. She got lighter in color. It's not black. It's like a dark chocolate brown, and you can kind of see the saddling to it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, whatever. It's not black. For whatever reason, she's losing the black, whatever. So then I take the shed out, and I'm just looking at the shed, looking for like imperfections or whatever, if there's scabs or whatever. And I see sperm plugs. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I literally pick up the skin and I fold it in my hand, like up to my eye. And I realized that I guess I was groggy or whatever. the vent scale had rolled into itself, and there was a strip of urates that made it look like two plugs. So I took a paper towel and I started wiping this fucking skin, and I'm making it all flat and like wiping the poo away. And I realized, no, it's Sticko. But for a split second, I was like, what the fuck?
I need to probe all my corns, figure out what's what, so I know what to put together next year.
That's what I need to do with the cottons. I need to, because I need another person to come. I mean, I have my roommate, but he's never home. I need someone to help me tube the cotton so I can actually probe them. So,
Good stuff.
It's
And
frustrating. They get so damn squirmy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they don't want you to stick a metal rod in their ass.
Yeah. What the hell?
What the hell?
People breed a lot of Echistrodon stuff.
The people that breed native Echistrodon stuff, that's all. I feel like that's all they do.
Okay.
So like if you're a cottonmouth guy or a copperhead guy, that's all you do. You only have that. And I'm sure there's some people here and there that, oh, I had a pair and I produced them, or, oh yeah, I got a pair of copperheads that I caught in the yard this year. I'll throw them together. But like, I feel like the guys and the gals that are like copperhead people or cottonmouth people, they're the ones who actually do the real breeding.
Because they're really pretty snakes. I mean, it seems like, I guess like you said, the people that do it are that's all they do.
Yeah.
It reminds me of hognose.
Yeah, very, very much
There's
so.
a handful of people doing Eastern hognose, but that is literally all they do. They're Eastern hognose.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like even Easterns are like on a whole wavelength of their own because of the whole frog thing.
Yeah.
Like that's just like, if that's what you do, that's what you do. Like that's all you do because that's all you can do with your frogs and everything. What I was gonna say too is I feel like if more people kept Echistrodon in captivity, you'd see more crazy patterns and more crazy, I don't want to say color schemes or like texturing or whatever, because we see them in the wild herping and you're like, wow, that's really pretty one, or wow, that's really ugly one. But then like you get like, I just had that pygmy rattlesnake that finally shed its jungle skin, and dude, it's a completely different animal. It's stellar looking. And I feel like that us keeping them in captivity and them not having to live in the muck of the wild, they're just going to get prettier and prettier and prettier, and they're going to retain that pretty.
Yeah, man, I believe completely. Like, there's so much variation. I feel like there's so many like different selectively bred lines and stuff people can make without even doing more stuff. Which I know no one's really going to put a lot of effort into that because they're venomous, but there's some cool stuff you can do with copper.
Well, I feel like their range is so extensive. I mean, it's just like any other big ranged animal. It's going to have lots of locality variance.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, like,
What I think would be cool?
what's that?
A high white Biok project. You get some of those Bioks that have, you get some of those Biok chondros that have a lot of the white, just single white scales and stuff, or some that are in like little clusters. Like I've got a young male it seems like he's getting more and more of them. It'd be like, that'd be awesome to do like a high white Biok.
And is it a whole white scale or is it like white tipping?
Mostly like whole white scales, but I mean, you get some little specks of it here and there. But
Yeah, somebody sent me someone who's not a snake friend sent me a picture of, I believe it's like a sickness offspring or something, but one of those crazy kaleidoscope looking chondros. And they're like, is this a real snake or is this Photoshop? I was like, no, that's a real photo. Like that's not doctored. I mean, I'm sure it's doctored a little bit because it was posted, but no, that's a real animal. And I mean, we look at so many snakes on a daily basis. It's what we do. It's our passion. It's our love. But like, I zoomed in on this chondro, and I started looking at the individual scales, and like, legit kaleidoscope. And I was just enamored. I think that's one of my problems. I think like if I really wanted to get into chondros, I would have to have the kaleidoscope. I couldn't just have a normal green one. Brad Clark says that one of his Gila monsters crawls into his hand when he opens the AP enclosure. I wish I could do that with mine. Mine would crawl into my hand, sniff my finger, and then just be like,
Eddie produces some really nice calico stuff.
mm.
Okay, so can you actually selectively breed chondros? Because I feel like it's such a crapshoot with what's inheritable with chondros and what's like only sort of inheritable with them. You know what I mean? Like if you legitimately be like, okay, this Aru is striped. Let me breed it to another Aru that's striped and actually get like striped babies with it.
Yes. So I don't think it works in the it doesn't work in the traditional sense like we see with like horns and balls and stuff where everything's very predictable. But I mean, we've already proven that like lines can be carried down because I mean, Stiegel just not just produced, but he produced some sickness babies, and those babies look just like him.
Right.
So that's obviously a heritable trait. But I do also think, because I mean, everyone said that about cresteds too. They're like cresteds are polygenic. You can't unless it's like incomplete dominance. Like you're not gonna see like the traditional route of offspring and stuff like that. Which I actually found when I was breeding cresteds. I don't think that's the case. I think the only reason people think that is because you only get 2 eggs at a time. I think if they laid clutches of like 5+, you would see babies that look, some that look like mom, some that look like dad, some that kind of look like a mix, because that's what I noticed with mine. So I don't think the whole like crested genes can't be sort of determined or planned. I don't think that's the case at all, just from what I saw. But with chondros, it is. I think it's kind of a little bit of both almost. Like, because you compare 2 really nice animals and get normal green snakes, and I mean that's cool because like the genes are still under the hood, quote unquote, like they're still there. You just don't see them. And then you compare 2 completely, I guess, boring chondros, if that's what you want to call them. Pair those together and get some incredible animals too. So I mean, there's like to a degree, yeah, you don't know what you're getting. But like Mike's saying, the only known recessive in chondros is the albino gene, which I mean, I think Marshall Mendez is the only person who's even doing anything with that currently. But I mean, like the super blue stuff, that's been proven. The calico stuff's been proven. The high yellow, like the legitimate high yellow stuff, like the high yellow line, not just high yellow Biops that have a lot of like yellow on them. That's not the same thing. But Pedro's stuff over in Portugal, like his stuff's proven out. So yeah, I mean, like I think you know what you can expect when you put 2 lines together or 2 snakes from the same line together, but you're not going to know exactly like what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And then like Billy is saying, you pretty much have to hold on to a whole clutch just to know what's going to be what.
Yeah, that makes sense. It just seems like a lot of these arboreals have very there's so much natural diversity in them that every baby would look different until you really just start breeding animals that look the same.
Well, it's like Amazon tree boas. Yeah, I mean, Amazons, you can put 2 garden phase together and you get colored babies. You put 2 coloreds together, you get garden phase babies. Like I feel like that's legitimate polygenetics. I think.
Yeah.
In Amazons. But
Amazons
to say
really
that,
are crap. I think that's kind of cool though.
yeah. But then you have stuff with Amazons like the calicos and those, and then you have the the tiger stripes and whatnot, which have also been proven.
Yeah, there's
I think it's super recessive.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I know the leopards and the tigers are definitely proven out. I think
Yeah.
that calicos are like they know it's inheritable, but I don't know if they know exactly how. That's how that works.
But to me, that's the best part about chondros is like,
yeah.
And I've said it on here before. You can be in chondros for a week. You can be in chondros for 40 years. Like you're not gonna be able to tell someone any better than anyone else what a baby's gonna look like. You can probably see like certain markers where you can be like, that's one I'd hold on to. That's one I'd hold on to. That's one I would hold on to. But even then, people have been proven wrong on that, where they got a neonate that was like chocolate brown, no pattern whatsoever, and it ended up not being anything super blue. Because most super blue chondros are very dark, like almost black neonates with very little pattern. You can have some babies that they got a crazy thick, contrast on the actual pattern and everything like that, and you think that that's going to, end up being something really solid. May not be, I don't know. But to me, I like that level playing field aspect of it. I like a lot.
So
I remember the other day you were posting up the yellow baby that ended up being really cool, and you were happy that somebody finally jumped out and said that yellow babies could be just as cool as red babies.
Yeah, because there's like in the chondro world, there's people that think that there's, and I mean, there's some people like Brian Fisher who they only deal with red neonates, and that's out of personal preference and because of what they're working with and like the Biox and stuff that he's focusing on, that makes sense. But then you have other guys that like to shit on yellow babies, and there's like zero grounds for that. Yeah, Mark Hager's a perfect example. Like, Mark has some babies from a clutch that's I think coming up on a year old, and they're incredible. Like super high black, a lot of melanism, and it just completely takes any preconceived notion that yellow babies are somehow inferior to reds, and just completely obliterated it. And I think it's complete crap. Like there's a ton of really nice chondros that were yellow neonates, and yeah, the red ones do typically, at least in the designer stuff, you can't expect more blues and whatnot out of the reds, but that's with designer line animals.
So the animal that you guys are seeing on the screen right now is Henry and I have a friend in Sumatra named Dede, and the dude's a master trimercerous breeder. Most of the stuff he keeps outside because it's native to Sumatra, but he has like a handful of chondros. And excuse me, I thought this was a Biak Kofiau cross, but apparently he calls it a black-eyed cyclops. Is cyclops a morph or a locality or what?
Locality. It's a highland locality.
And it's yellow like Kofiau or no?
Not usually, no.
Okay, so this is what's that?
I think cyclops are like right next to Diaphora.
Okay,
yeah.
So like this animal, he obviously loves this animal, but like I noticed all the tiny dots of white, and like it's just awesome, and it makes me wonder like how
Can you zoom in on the eye?
What's that?
Zoom in on the eye.
That's as good as we're gonna get.
Yeah.
It's black-eyed, man.
Well, I mean, you can tell like certain localities the eye color does sort of play as an identifier to tell you if there's anything, if it's actually like a pure Highlander, like southern species, and then like Biox have a pretty distinct trademark iris that's usually pretty telling if there's some Biox in the blood or not. But.
Yeah. But I mean, he always posts videos of this animal. He loves the snake. The snake's, I guess, like one of his favorites. He plays with it all the time. But it's such a striking animal. And then you zoom in and you're like, man, look at that. And obviously, it's a
man. That head looks like there's a lot of Bioch influence in that. But at the same time, I mean, who knows? Like no one will, unless you have like I've said since day one. Like unless you have paperwork or unless you went and caught it yourself, you can never have 100% certainty on what locality or what what's in the lineage of an animal unless it's 100% documented, which with the import stuff it's not. So.
Yeah, and it would not shock me in the least bit if this was specifically bred to look like this. This was not some animal that he just got a baby from a farm and it all of a sudden turned into this. I think the odds of that are pretty fucking steep. But at the same time,
there's definitely something different going on with it. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's something's in there that's funky. And
whatever it is,
and like you look at it, has tipping, like unique type of tipping, if you would even want to call it that, where it's like the white isn't so white and it's almost like the green wants to be there. But then you look at these lips, and I know like a lot of chondros have white lips, but just look at the bone whiteness of it. Just awesome critter.
Perplexed.
Yeah.
But that's why I love Condors, man. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. So Thomas, what are you keeping these days, bud?
Well, I just got a pair of Barrett's from Daytona. Then I got a pair of Florida Banded Waters from Chris Monrose, also
and
from
the Bairds came from Rhode Island.
Barrett's came from Ron something,
Yeah.
Ron Allen. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm looking into getting some Dominican Mountain bow.
Nice.
I've been tempted by those too.
Dude, those and the Jamaicans are awesome.
Yes, they're basically the Brettles of the New World.
Yeah, sometimes I'll see pictures of some of those island boas and think they're Brettles for a second because the pattern's almost identical.
Yep. So when funds allow, I'm probably gonna get a pair of those, and I don't know what else. I'm kind of thinking what my place is gonna be really in the hobby, kind of either gonna be a breeder or try to make Cajun and stuff. So we'll see.
Both.
So you only have the 4 animals right now?
No, I got a pair of Brettles. I got a pair of corns, a Terrahuma boa.
Cool.
What else do I have? A pair of Popwins.
Nice.
And that's it, I think.
That's good, man.
You still have Jake's like demonic Brettles female, right?
Oh, she's fine now. She calmed the fuck down. Her name is Hella.
It was just Jake. Well, that's like, dude, the Nauta, Justin.
I don't know. It's just like,
dude, I don't know what you did to that animal, man.
I mean, he's really not compared to other scrubs like Jake's scrub. He's not anywhere near as snappy as he is, but I don't trust him.
No, I never trusted him.
Like, he didn't take a swing at me earlier when I was taking pictures, but I could see the gears returning. I could see the slight head movements when I would move, where he was like just locking in. I was like, I know if I get within like 3 feet of you, you're gonna go for it.
Oh yeah. I mean, and hey, I rarely ever like stretched him out. How long is that animal? Was he 5 foot?
Somewhere 4 or 5, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, because here's the thing is, if he was in the lip of the vision, I wouldn't even try and get him out because he would be super defensive. He would strike down from the top, and there are those screws from the track of the vision cage, and I didn't want him to get hooked on that screw and like lacerate himself. So I would always leave him be in there. But if he was in the water bowl, I would literally put my whole hand in the water bowl and just pick him up out of the water bowl as like a ball python, and just place him in my left hand and let him sprawl out, and he was totally chill. If he was like nuzzled up in the corner or whatever, and I would use a snake hook, that's when he would get a little like squirrely, and I would take him out, and he would thrash around like a wild-caught yellow rat snake.
He did that earlier.
All over thrash around, and then the minute I like cradled his whole body like across my forearms, then he would just chill, and he'd wrap around my bicep, kind of like a chondro, and just kind of chill there. And I would like keep doing cage maintenance or whatever, and he was fine. And he moves to South Carolina and turns into a psycho.
I mean, like I said, I also leave him alone. I really don't mess with him much. He's still he's in quarantine, so he stays in my closet where it stays warm and dark. And I need to get him a new hide box. Actually, my used cereal boxes for hide boxes for my bigger stuff like that. So,
what were we saying, Casey?
I said some animals just completely change personalities when they move.
Yeah.
Like, I've got an emerald from Gary right now where it wouldn't eat for me. I sent it back to Gary. It ate for Gary instantaneously. So he got to eat 4 or 5 times. Sends it back to me. Doesn't want to eat. Not like being at my house.
Is he at a higher elevation than you?
He's in Jersey and I'm in Georgia, so I don't think so. Like, it wouldn't even strike at a mouse. The first
Really?
Now it'll strike and it'll hold. It won't eat. Like, I'm going to try to use some tweezers or something. I wonder if it's like the pliers or something I use to feed stuff because I'm ghetto. So
probably.
I'm really wondering if that's it. But it's really frustrating when I'm like going down the line and like this one eats, this one eats, this one eats. And then I get to the one that was a problem child and it's like scared. So totally me. I know it's me.
Are you using like long needle nose, like for fishing?
No. I'm using like pliers.
Oh my god!
What I've been using for years.
You have all these amazing animals, and you can't buy a goddamn set of hemostats?
I've
I
never
know what
needed
he's
them.
getting for Christmas.
Right?
You
Exactly.
guys are all going to see
feeding tools.
Let's all just pitch in and get Casey like a set.
Yeah, right. Well, it's like Billy bought me those curved hemostats because Henry's all been about it, and I've really been contemplating the idea of I like the curvature to them. And Billy got me a set, and I didn't realize they were Midwest. And they're like I played with them in my bedroom before I ever used them, and I was like, these are too pretty. They're too pretty to use. And I left them in front of my TV, and like when I'm sitting there watching TV, I would just like twirl them in my hands and like rub my fingers across like the smooth blade of the hemostat. And then I told this to Billy, and Billy's like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? They're fucking rat tweezers. Use them." Now I use them. So
Hey, we've seen Billy's quarantine hook, so we can't say everything Billy did.
that is true. That is true. His fucking wooden dowel with a fucking coat hanger drilled in the bottom of it or whatever it is.
Dude, I use old pull cues too. Like my equipment's so janky.
Meanwhile, like when I went and visited Chris Woodcock for the industry spotlight, and he let me make my own hook, and I realized I have a ton of tools, and it's almost like I don't even know how to compare it. It's like I love the accessories, I love the accoutrement. You know what I mean?
You're a gear guy.
I'm a total gear queer. And like I have tubes I've never used. I have tweezers and probes I've never used, but like they look really pretty. Like I know if I had to use them, they would be there for me.
Phil, I'm picturing you like that with your guns too. You're the guy with like little pocket pistol, and you got a mini scope on it, and like laser dots, and all that stuff. Everything's got to have gear.
No, I'm not. I'm actually not. It's funny you mentioned that because like I'm not that guy for modern stuff. But like if it's vintage militaria, I have to have like every accessory, like the little travel cleaning kit and the bayonet and the sling and like the tool to regulate the gas plug, and like I have to have all those little tools that I'm never going to use on a gun that I'm never going to actually use. Because I have to have the complete kit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm over here hearing you tell that story, thinking you're about to tell us you put a scope on a flintlock musket or something like that.
Now all he needs is a time machine to go back when they were actually used.
Oh my god, how awesome would that be? How awesome would that be to go back in time? It'd be fucking fantastic.
Just buy crates and crates of SKSs.
Oh yeah,
mustard gas is a really bad way to go.
No, man, I would go back with a bunch of old currency, get vaccinated out the yin yang, right? Go back with a bunch of old currency, buy a bunch of shit in the general store, fucking Sears and Roebuck, whatever, Abercrombie and Fitch, buy some crazy shit, put it in a safety deposit box for a bank that I know still exists today, and I'd be a bazillionaire.
Yep.
I have a whole museum of vintage crap.
There you go.
Right? Actually, my favorite tool of all of my snake tools, my favorite tool, I got from somebody. I don't know if it was in the garbage or somewhere. I got it years ago. We jokingly call it the hooker violator. It is basically a 30-inch long syringe of stainless steel. And it has the 2-finger ring on the back with a spring-loaded plunger, and there's a wire that goes all the way down the inside of the tube, the shaft of the syringe. And on the other end, there's no needle; it's a hook, and the hook is like a letter P, and the hook comes out and goes back in. That's all it does. And the point is that you were supposed to be able to bend it and articulate it. Put the tail of a rat in the hook and then slide it into a venomous enclosure and like dangle the rat by the tail. And when you think about it, practicality is completely fucked. There's no point whatsoever. You have no control over the rat. It literally is just dangling there floppy. So like the point of the tool, like the idea of the tool is great, but the tool itself is a total piece of shit.
Just like communism.
It's exactly.
Just like
But it just
Sounds great. It never works out the way that
exactly. But it looks cool, and it's a cool piece of herpetological history or herpetocultural history. You know what I mean? This is a tool that they used back in like the 60s.
Another cool little side project I'm starting is I got a little enclosure right there for some Turkicus geckos, Mediterranean house geckos.
Nice.
Oh
I
yeah.
have a little tiny one in there right now, but my plan, we have a bunch on the building at work, right? Like a nice little population of them. I want to catch a group of them, keep them in there. A, just for fun. B, because they might be a handy feeder come baby boiga season. And then 3, I just realized scrolling through Instagram that if I have a steady supply, I can get Malagasy leaf nose snakes, which would be freaking sweet.
Yeah.
Yes, it would.
Brian Dumas just posted a picture of one of his females, and I'm like, God, those would be cool to have.
Nice.
Hold on. My pliers are right over here. I'm gonna grab them and show them to you guys.
Don't make me go get those Billy Hunt hemostats and show you up in all of their shiny glory. Yeah, I do. I think it's crazy though. Oh my God, they're pliers. They're legit open-ended, adjustable.
If I saw that coming at me to feed me, I probably wouldn't eat either.
Oh my
Yep.
God, how have you not been bit on the hand thousands of times?
I'm very well skilled at feeding snakes. That's how.
Oh my God,
I
please
mean, you gotta be with those.
don't ever keep venomous.
I'll actually get tools if I keep venomous. But
Okay,
if I
good.
keep venomous is going to be field monster, which I don't think it'd matter anyway.
He upgrades to the like 12-inch long needle nose.
The Cobalt brand.
Cobalt.
Yep.
Exactly.
Fancy one.
Oh my God.
Bill, if you saw the equipment I've used, sometimes you would make fun of me more than you make fun of. You make fun of Billy.
That's funny. What happened? Carly just disappeared. Was she here and now she's gone? Oh, there she is. I gotta scroll down on the little.
Carl's dad, come back.
Billy said, at least they're adjustable.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, these little Mediterranean geckos, man, they're pretty. Like, they're cool little geckos. And everyone, I mean, not like I said, I'm going to make them cool.
I thought you could make a trap to trap those humanely. That's how I would do it. I wouldn't just catch them.
Well, that's part of the fun, is having, like, the skill, because they're fast. I went and got, like, a nice beta net.
Yep.
I'm going to, tomorrow night when I'm at work, after I get off, I'm going to hang out and catch them, because they hang out under the lights on the building and sap up the bugs. I'm going to get my hands on some. Like, that's bioactive. That's got isopods.
Oh yeah.
It's real. And pothos.
Authors everywhere.
And Katie actually just yelled at me earlier because I took a clipping of her pothos off the front porch. Apparently she's letting it take over the bench that we have there, and I was unaware. So by taking a like foot-long clipping, I have just ruined the ambiance of her pothos.
Okay.
I said it'll grow back like twice as fast. It's fine.
Yeah, it's outdoors in a humid environment. It's going to
It'll be back next week. Yeah.
right. So I finally, I know I showed you guys in our group chat, but I finally got pictures of the female Fuscus. And dude, she's so cool. She's so much thicker and like more. She's way stronger than the male, and like I'm nervous about what this snake's going to turn into. But dude, like the yellow on the belly, it's almost the same faded dynamic of those sea snakes, like the yellow bellied sea snakes, where it's like that dark. I want to say it's not charcoal. I mean, I don't even know what color you'd call it. But like these pictures just don't do it justice. The yellow on it, like that's the picture right there. Like the yellow on that belly is just awesome. And she's
I'm
just
sure the iridescence on that snake is awesome too in
oh
sunlight.
yeah. Oh, and like I try so hard to get pictures. Like I don't even care if her face is blurry or it's like out of focus or whatever. I just try and get the iridescence. And it's so hard to get the iridescence because like I'm in my house or whatever, and obviously my neighbors don't know what the hell I have, so I have to be discreet about coming outside. So like my days off, if I'm off on a weekday, I'll sneak out at like noon and like just walk out back where I am right now and like take a couple quick pics, but I just can't capture the iridescence on camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's becoming my new pride and joy. Don't tell the male.
Ooh, there's a nice male radiated for sale.
What's that, Case?
There was a herper that was just at Fog Dam, and they posted up a picture of a really big wild buck. Like
Really?
full iridescence on these lights. This was a pretty snake, man.
Nice. There's a girl that I follow on Instagram who I guess she either is a zoologist or she was in school for zoology, but I don't know what she does now. I got to find it, and I'll send you guys the link and send some of the other people that are on here the link. She has like a little t-shirt store online with her cartoon reptiles, and it's very much. I'm not going to say that she's copying Adeline, but it's very much that kind of style. And she has a new shirt out that it's a fuscus like all like coiled around itself, and it's such a great shirt. I want to buy it. I have to buy it. I'm going to buy it. It's an awesome, and it's one of those t-shirt websites where like you can pick like fucking 15 different colors of t-shirt. So it's I gotta find it. It's too cute. I gotta find it.
Ooh.
Dude,
I want one of those.
I am hooked. Like the male that I have, they're so cool. I gotta get my hands on a female at some point. Like I have plenty of time because he's a young animal. But females are hard to get. Like you thought female chondros were hard to get a hold of. Like I think female subocs might be even more difficult. But they're freaking awesome. Like definitely got to get more. This is another one I can see myself just going all out on.
Yeah.
Like the bears.
Tricolor hogs on Morph Market a little bit later.
Let me see. Dilu's asking about that radiated. Let me find it. I mean, they're imports, but those are pretty cool too.
Tricolor hog. What happened?
Huh?
Tricolored hogs.
Oh, sorry. I was kind of mumbling that, I guess. Apparently,
Yeah, I
there's
don't
a
know.
lot of those where it's they call it hypo. It's not hypomelanistic, but it's like hypo red pigment. They don't look anywhere near as good as the wild type. Real black, red, and white tricolor hogs. I don't know how big they get though. That's kind of a big thing about hybrids. It's a really hard time like judging how big they are based on the size, based on like pictures I see. Like I have mandarins right now, and I have no idea how big mandarins get. Billy and I were talking about that earlier today. Like, I don't actually know the adult size I should be going for with these mandarin rats.
I found her. Her name's Alana or Elena.
Oh.
So this is her page, and
Yeah, that's what I was telling you about. She found a fuss like not long ago.
oh, that's her.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome! But tell me how great that is. That's so cool.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome.
Like, and she captured the iridescence and stuff. Like, it's awesome. And like, that's not what I wanted to show you. Hold on.
Hey, that's a nice looking woman though.
How do I get to the next photo? How do I scroll? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's the picture.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
That thing's
You
beefy.
can tell that's a big, thick old fusk.
That is a diesel fuscus.
That is beefy snake.
But look at all this. Maybe that's what I gotta do. I gotta take the animal out and use flash at nighttime. That's what I gotta do. But like the shirt, I gotta get that shirt.
Spice Girls were underrated in their day.
What?
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 That was out of left field.
Yeah.
You want to be that's cool, right?
Just fine.
I agree. Philly says that fuscus are so much cooler than those bug-eyed things.
Hey,
Or-
hey. Be a patriot.
No, Billy's right. Billy's
Yeah, because I don't keep anything that's native.
Get your hands on one. Like, literally handle one, and you'll understand.
Yeah.
Believe me, I didn't understand the Subok thing for a long time either. And then I read that damn book, and now I have one. And now I want all of them.
You would have all of them. All of the
Yes.
Transpecos will be yours. There's only actually.
That's why I keep trying to get Chris to send me his.
What were we saying, Casey?
No, saying I don't get Alterna.
Dude, I think they're amazing. I'll never own one.
They're pretty, but like,
Yeah.
they're
I got a
pretty.
pair of Christmas Mountains that are really nice.
Yeah. And like, I'm sorry, but honestly, the only Transpecos animal that I really could see myself doing is ones that start with copper and end with head.
Those are nice. Those are really nice.
Yeah, dude. Dude, Transpecos coppers are fucking awesome.
Speaking of Texas, the new NPR episode's really good. It makes me want to go to Texas even more.
Oh, that's out. I didn't even think of that. I gotta listen.
Me too.
Let's do today. It's like, God, I want to get out there even more now. Just
Yeah.
I like the field herping kick they've been on the last like year and a half, 2 years.
I like the stick that everyone's been on. I think it's great. I really
see,
do.
and that's the thing is, I'm not even big into like field herping all that much because every time I've gone out, I never find anything. So to me,
Yeah.
It's not all that enjoyable.
Yeah, I think honestly, I don't know if it was Burke who said it, but I think it was Burke who said it. Where field herping, an area where and finding the species that he keeps finding a species that he keeps in captivity, having found it in the wild, makes him appreciate the husbandry aspect that much more, and allows him to better his husbandry because he's seen what it's like where it actually lives. And maybe it was you, Casey, that told me that.
Casey can attest to that. Casey's
I
done
know.
it.
Actually, come to think of it, I think it was when you were showing me and KJ Australia pictures at Carpet Fest. I think you were the one who told me that.
It also puts in perspective other things that the exact same way. As weird as that kind of sounds, like I don't know. We're talking about copperheads right now. You can get a copperhead exactly the same way you. I don't see why you couldn't, because you find them in the exact same spot, doing the exact same thing. Like,
And going back to native stuff, like although none of us live where Transpecos rat snakes are found, if it was a backyard animal for all of us, let's say a copperhead is technically a backyard animal for all of us. There's no reason why you couldn't gather up the leaf litter and gather up the foliage and really use what you have to make the animal perfect in captivity.
Yep.
That's what Vargas does.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very excited about his article, by the way.
It's the last one. I started working on the layout today. It's the last one I got to do, and then we can start selling up this issue and get it
Cool.
done.
Hell yeah, I'm stoked. What's in the cover this month?
Can't tell you. It's secret.
All right.
Unless you're a Patreon member, which Thomas is. Thomas has seen it. Thomas knows.
I'm a contributor for the fucking magazine.
All right.
You don't have to show me. Just tell me what's
I'll show the world because there's only 13, only 12 people.
No, don't show the world. Just tell me what species it is.
It's InDesign's opening already.
Fine.
Gonna make me do this, Wolf.
Okay. Come to think of it, no one's going to see it before it airs unless they watch this podcast.
Yeah.
So-
If they've gone this far, then they deserve to see it.
That's true. That is true.
Actually,
our mammals and mojitos.
I'm slightly worried that this one won't print as well. I don't
Okay.
think it'll be an issue. But I don't know. Like the cover picture has to be like as high res as I can freaking get it. Like I want to be able to make a billboard out of it. It's thinking. Hold on a second.
Well, hello, Miguel.
I'm asking my computer to do a lot right now.
Hello, Miguel, and welcome to the live feed.
Okay. Screen share. Hey.
And by the way, how is our new editor handling things?
Dude, he's awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Look at that photo. Oh my
That
God.
is sweet.
That is so great. And I love the color. That's my favorite color is the letters Herpetoculture magazine. That's my
Just
favorite
sky
color.
blue.
I love it. I love that Miami Vice blue. Fucking love it. Look at that animal. Jeez.
That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
You know what locality that is?
No.
Oh, that's
I know it's a colored lizard,
yeah.
and I know it's on the cover.
That is fantastic, man. Fantastic. I love the focal dynamic of it too, you know.
Yeah, and that's kind of like a big thing for me is like trying not to make each cover like where the animal is looking, left or right, like trying to change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Do something different.
You don't have to show us the whole thing, bro. Keep some suspense. Oh, that's great.
Zing!
Awesome.
Sneak peek.
I'm stoked.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So,
Actually, I'm eager to see what picture you picked for the industry spotlight because I didn't know what I had pictures from when I took with Chris, but I wanted to save those for the next one.
I just pulled a bunch off his Facebook page.
Okay.
So resolution's not going to be great. Tim Morris sent in a really in-depth article on the history of Mr. Blue, who was like the original blue chondro that sort of started everything.
Is this going to be the 100-page magazine?
No, this one's actually going to be probably 44, 45 pages.
Awesome. Perfect.
But this Mr. Blue article, like, it is sort of similar to the one that we had in the chondro issue, but this one's much more in-depth towards that particular animal. So
Nice.
it's pretty cool. He sent in a ton of old pictures. I don't know. It's really cool. Like Tim's an awesome guy. So.
Good shit.
Got a cool Niall Marnell article from Botswana Paul. Shoot. Here.
Can you guys hear that music?
Let's hear this one behind.
No, it's my
Music.
No, my neighbor pulled up. Oh, that looks great.
Yeah, I don't know how well this is going to print, though, because I don't know. We'll see. But I figured he's a firefighter, so I went and found like a fire font.
Cool, man. Awesome.
That is so cool.
I don't know, I like to show people the process of it all, and sometimes I'll stream while I'm putting everything together and whatnot. Show you what chaos is in the form of freaking InDesign. Adobe, period. I need to get better at Photoshop to be able to do more dynamic stuff with the layouts and whatnot. I'm constantly feeling like my design and stuff each issue is the same. Yeah, Tim Morris is the Mr. Blue guy.
You guys really can't hear that music. My
No.
neighbor pulled up in a car and they're blasting some atrocious like house rap. It's rough, and the whole tennis court's like vibrating. Fucking savages.
It is thundering like crazy. Right. Surprised you guys haven't heard it.
What's that, Casey? Say it again.
I said it is thundering like crazy right now behind me. I'm surprised you guys can't hear it.
Oh no, I don't hear it.
I'm surprised y'all can't hear Cher out of my headphones.
Nice. Do you believe in love after love?
I do.
Believe in life after love.
Do you believe in love after love?
Feel the man beside me say,
I really want to.
It's this 90s, 2000s hits playlist on Spotify, and I feel like I'm a kid again.
I literally feel like every time Cher sings like that, Eddie Vedder just goes like this.
so many early 90s bands tried to be Pearl Jam.
I
Listen
can
to,
do
like,
Yeah.
that.
out of, like, if you're listening to anything coming out in like 93, there's like a solid couple years where every band wanted to be Pearl Jam.
Mm-hmm.
The Jarl.
Bye, Billy. Bye.
Everyone's leaving us now.
Can I do Michael McDonald? Hold on. I got this. Hold on. You have to do Michael McDonald solo shit. That's the funniest. Oh God.
I have to hear Yamo be there one more time. I'm gonna
Yeah,
Yamo.
if I see Yamo burn this place to the fucking ground.
I would rather listen to Fran Drescher for 9 hours.
Yeah, Beautician and the Beast. All right. Well, on that note, you want to call it because everyone's dipping out?
Yeah, I'm getting tired.
Yeah, it's probably time.
Yeah, it is a
Yep.
school night.
It is.
Thanks, Katie.
Well, thank you all for listening and or viewing Snakes and Stogies episode 45.
Tomorrow is THP.
Tomorrow is THP.
Awesome.
Me and Phil again.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
Awesome having you guys on. I loved it. You gotta get Thomas on more often, and Casey, we gotta get you a real fucking internet connection.
Yeah, I know, right?
Use that or something. Look,
Casey's gonna
Right.
move to South Carolina. He's gonna get his internet provider. He'd be like, "It's more than 56K."
well,
What is this H?
Yeah, right.
what is
does that stand
1080p?
Fiber optic. What is that? All right, guys. Thanks for coming.
Catch y'all later.
Bye.